All right, guys, everyone should have a blank sheet of paper out and should be writing their rubrics. The goal of the day, of course, is to grade one essay to a scale of 19, and then we're going to help plan out your rest of your 4 essays. Kind of going forward, try to use our time as efficiently as possible. So the faster we move, the less you have to do on your own. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
All right. Hopefully you noticed last week I planned out practically all of your essays on Friday, except for one, which means all you had to do was string it together. So I'd like to plan as much as I possibly can going forward. Okay, when you finish content paragraph 1, you need to write it 2 more times because there's 3 content paragraphs. Yes? So you have to write it out 3 times. This will be the only rubric you have to write for the whole week. Does that sound fair? But I also want you to see how repetitive it is. I do think writing out rubrics helps you learn it. I know it's not your favorite thing, but unfortunately life's hard. This statistic that I'm about to tell you made me feel better today. We have 70 more days, including weekends, including a week vacation, until the end of the quarter. And then we're done with school. Isn't that exciting? As a whole. No, till winter break, people.
Okay.
Till winter break, not 7. Oh my God, no. And then we are done for 2 weeks. Then we can pretend like neither of us exist. Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
I won't think about you. You won't think about me. Can you believe it? Won't that just be the best? I'm looking forward to it as well. We have 70 days. We can do it. And there's no writing week between now and then. Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
Tonight's really your last night of homework for writing week. Isn't that nice? So, I'm just saying, things could be worse. Remember, you need to write content paragraph 1 2 more times. You're writing this exact thing 3 times total. So write it 3 times total. So if you are not writing, you're doing something wrong. And other exciting news, isn't the weather glorious? Oh my God. It's just so nice just not sweating all the time. It's so nice. Unfortunately, it'll be back into the mid to upper 80s by Saturday. So, sorry to ruin that bubble for you, but. Okay, you need to have content paragraph 1 done 3 times because you have 3 content paragraphs. So I'm going to give you about 30 more seconds to get it all done. What, a minute, Rinkus?
Maybe 2.
Oh my God, the longer it takes you, dude, the less time we got to plan.
With the color, right?
The coloring is really what's stressing you out over there? If you don't color the rubric, it's fine. However, if you're sitting there doing nothing, you should be coloring the rubric. You got 30 seconds. Can we do that? Okay, if you haven't colored your rubric, color your rubric. Also, you should have all 5 of your essays on your desk because we're going to turn them in today. Double check that your name is on all of them so I don't have 5 of your essays hanging on my no-name wall of shame. So, have all 5 of your essays out. We are going to score LEQ Unit 4. LEQ, stimulus, LEQ, Unit 4. Which, by the way, I planned for you. So all you have to do is string it together. And as long as you did all the things, you should be just fine. Isn't that nice? It's not a gotcha. It's not a gotcha. You're welcome. All right. You have 10 seconds, Rinkus. Is that acceptable? Oh. Wasn't very enthusiastic, yeah, by the way. Thomas, what are you stapling? Don't staple things. I'm a very explicit person. I did not say staple anything. We don't staple until the very end. I tell my husband exactly what I want for Christmas. I literally give him a list of like 10 items. He doesn't have to buy all 10, but it's exactly it. Do not go off the list. Because it's usually a waste of money and not in a good way. It's not like he's buying me fabulous purses or jewelry or anything. It's fine, I'm fine. All right, here we go. Please listen very carefully. Put your rubric on top of your stimulus, LEQ, Unit 4. Put your other essays to the side. Hand your rubric, stimulus, LEQ, number 4, and hand it to someone near you. It doesn't matter who it is. You're not going to be married. You're not going to be best friends forever. You're literally trading paper. Who cares? Okay. Now, you're going to put your name at the bottom of the rubric because we put our name at the bottom of rubrics. The rubric you just got handed, you should put them on the bottom. Okay, here we go. Okay, stimulus number 4 is, in the period of 1450 to 1750, oceanic voyages result in the Columbian Exchange, which transformed eastern and western hemispheres. Develop an argument that evaluates the Columbian Exchange affected people in both the eastern and western hemispheres. Oh my God, didn't we plan this out absolutely and entirely together? That all you had to do is string it together and be incredibly successful? Oh my God, that's so nice of me. Here we go. All right, reading their thesis. It should be the first sentence. It includes 3 pieces of evidence. When we say it in a thesis, it is the 3 groups you'll be discussing. Go. You're reading the first sentence. It should be their thesis. Restating the prompt and providing 3 pieces of information and provided the correct information. So, you are coloring and you are scoring the rubric. You're doing 2 things at the same time. You're just reading the first sentence. Who here has a good thesis? Raise your hand so we can move on instead of us waiting, because I will sit here and drink in the awkwardness. What do you got, Emerson?
In the period of 1450 to 1750, the Columbian Exchange affected the Western Hemisphere by bringing disease and war foods deaths, and the Eastern Hemisphere by changing the population, like having a population boom.
Perfection. Here we go. Contextualization. You're doing it in green. The contextualization focuses on the world, so not just one place. The contextualization is correct with 2 pieces of evidence and applies to the prompt. So read their contextualization. All right, who here has a good contextualization in front of them? Izzy, if you can't read it, you need to take off points. You didn't write one? Okay. Do you see how annoying it is when you're grading with a rubric? Take off a point because it's in the wrong place, and you can sign it. Bennett said so. All right, who has a good contextualization? You're wasting your time. I'm not going to move on until I get what I want. So, Viola.
In the 1450s to 1750s, Columbus sailed to find West Indies. In 1492, he had entered this
Perfect. All right. What?
If they put the wrong time thing,
The whole thing? They wrote them wrong?
it's all like the stuff for the 1450 to 1750, but they said 1200 to 14.
Yeah, it's wrong. If it's wrong, it's wrong. It's zeros. If it's wrong, it's wrong. Hi, if I'm asking you to tell me about Columbian Exchange and you write about feudalism, it's wrong. Everything you're saying is wrong. So zeros. Viola.
That person wrote Columbia instead of Columbus, but they meant
Columbia Exchange will score. All right, here we go. We're going to content paragraphs. So you should have scored their thesis and contextualization. So what you're going to be doing now, look at me first, and then we're going to score. Look at me first. You're going to read through the whole content paragraph. You should be scoring as you go. With that being said, the first sentence restates the prompts and introduces whatever group they're doing. Sentence 2 explains the grouping. 3 explains how it ties back to the prompt. Yeah, that is your analysis, is you're like tying it through. I'm telling you right now, no one is getting a perfect score on this. They should be in like the 16s. The lowest score you should see is like a 15. Everything else should be about, oh, there. They're not tying it back to the prompt, okay? You need to make sure that they are tying it back to the prompt. They have to tie it back to the Columbian Exchange. On Friday, I taught you how to write an LEQ. I gave you the basics, but you know there's always a little bit more complexity. This is the complexity point. You had to tie it back to the Columbian Exchange. So how does these diseases affect the Columbian Exchange? Those types of things. I'm telling you right now, they're not earning these points. Is everyone clear? So I'm assuming 3 points off for 3 content paragraphs. The highest score then gets a 16. Is everyone clear? Sometimes someone falls into it by accident, but I'm telling you right now, they're not scoring these points. States correct evidence and explains, makes connections from evidence directly to prompt. Go. What's up? Yeah, keep reading it. They deserve for it to be read. No. No.
They have the content.
If the content is right, then they just wrote the wrong time period, then you should need to take off a point every single time they write it wrong. So just in like the first like topic sentence restate, that's a 0. Does that make sense? Because they didn't restate the prompt, right? What?
what is everything like
It's 19 total.
so everything's just wrong.
Yeah. I was trying to make it easy so we can move quickly. All right, who here thinks they have a really good one in front of them and it sounds good, looks good? I'll sit here and wait. Charlie, let's hear it. Yeah.
In the period of 1450 to 1750, the Columbian Exchange will affect people in the western world by dying from diseases. The travelers coming from the east carried the black death and smallpox. These diseases will destroy the native population as they have no immunity to these foreign diseases. This large amount of deaths will lead to the importation of African slaves and leads to triangular trade across the continent.
Okay. I do like, they really did try to tie it back to the prompt. Who is it? Dylan. That's really great. The fact that you tied in triangular trade, that's like tying it back to the prompt. If you just said the triangular trade facilitates Columbian Exchange, it would have been beautiful. So what, like 4 words and it would have been perfect. So you can't give them that point, but it's a hell of an effort, man. Really happy with that. All right. We're going to content paragraph number 2. What, Josh?
I just have a question about the topics.
Sure.
You said in the East, the explorers brought
No. No, they need to write in the time period of 1450 to 1750. They need to write it out. They've always seen me write it out. They need to write it out. All right, you should be in content paragraph 2. You've done only pink colorings. I mean, they didn't do a contextualization. They haven't done any of the other things. Okay, then color it, dude. That's your responsibility. I'm trying to get you to your planning. That's what your job is. All right, anyone have a really good content paragraph 2? All right, here we go, Lily.
In the period of 1450 through 1750, the population boom affected the eastern hemisphere. A population boom caused more foodstuffs like potatoes and tomatoes and had better nutrition. The population boom affected the eastern hemisphere and caused Europeans to expand throughout the Americas more. This would better allow less people to farm and rather take jobs in the Industrial Revolution.
Fine, they don't get the connection at one point, but everything else is good. All right, let's go to content paragraph number 3. I hope you see that I'm trying to keep us moving here. You are doing content paragraph 3. Of course, you're scoring the rubric as you're going and not just coloring, because that would be wild. Bless you, Callie. Those are the most delicate sneezes I've ever heard. Okay, so you should be reading content paragraph 3, and you should be scoring as you're going. What's up, Viola?
So, my person has like everything right, but they're like 3 sentences short from everything from the rubric.
3 sentences short. What are
Yeah,
they
like-
doing? Evidence can be anywhere. Evidence can be anywhere. It's not a specific place. They should be missing the yellow because that wasn't abundantly clear to what we were doing. So that is like the next layer of complexity now that you understand what thesis and contextualization is and now the format. So I'm at fine. What don't they know?
They know everything, but like they don't have a separate sentence for the orange and the blue.
Okay, the blue is the last thing we'll do, kind of pull it up, that's okay. If they're referring back to the prompt, which is how I framed it, it would score, because that's how I framed it, but going forward, we'll have that. All right, who here has a really good paragraph 3? I've already heard from Charlie. Oh, I'll sit here in awkward silence. Dylan.
In a period of 40, 50 to 1750, the Colombian exchange will affect people in the Western Hemisphere by increasing the population. The native population will begin to grow after the diseases because of the new and nutritious foodstuffs arriving. The introduction of wheat, barley, and pigs will lead to the natives having a surplus of food and a growing population. This leaves the indigenous people recovering from the European invasion. This then led to conflict for centuries between Europeans and natives like Indians.
Perfect. Who is it? Nice. Good. You guys follow instructions very well. All right. You should be totaling up. Now, if you have a stapler near you, you need to be stapling your rubric on top of your essay. Do it now. You need to be writing 2 positive things, 1 piece of constructive feedback. You need to come up with a grand total out of 19. That's what the essay is scored out of. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, please listen very carefully. When we're talking about 2 positive things, we're talking about, hey, your evidence was really good. It was really easy to read. When we talk about constructive criticism, saying that you're really bad at this is not helpful. Amy, pass it back to the people behind you. Oh, it's empty? Oh, okay. What you need to be writing, if their handwriting is bad, you need to tell them. I'm personally fine with you turning in bad handwriting for your focus because you and I both know I have bad handwriting. Okay? With that being said, you do need to clean it up for your essays because I don't want you not to get points for your essays on May 15th. Is everyone clear on that? You have to practice good writing. Okay, everyone should be stapling. If you have a stapler, you better be stapling and passing. Viola, you have one behind you. Please grab it. Okay, if you have a stapler, you need to be stapling. Okay, here we go. It is your rubric on top of your essay. Rubric on top of your essay. You are writing 2 positive things. Where their name is, ladies and gentlemen, you are going to write the grand total over 19. Where their name is on the front of their rubric is where you're going to write their grand total. Jade, staple and pass, girl. Come on. Okay, you should be stapling. Put all of your crayons away. That way we can transfer quickly to planning out your essays. Isn't that what we really want to be doing? Yeah. So, staple and pass. Let's go. Is it out? Josh, can you hand this? Okay. Here we go. You should be stapling. Everyone should be done stapling. You should write the grand total by their name, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, what you're going to do. Joshua, can you pass this stapler? Does anyone else in that row need it? Everyone's got it stapled? Okay. All right, here we go. Go and talk to the person you scored. Go.
Yeah, you didn't have like the visualization. You didn't have like time back.
3, 2, 1. Please listen. You're going to pass. Amy, your graded essays. Please do that now.
Wait, what's contextualization?
It's not contextualization. Contextualization is that you're asking about does it tie back to the prompt directly, and you didn't do it.
He's asking about contextualization.
Well, I don't know. I didn't read his paper, Luke.
During the time period of 1450 to 1750, navigation technologies eventually started to reach Europe, leading to Columbus in 1492.
Hey, Josh, who are you reading this to? Is this to me? Are you telling me to do it? Well, that's not the procedure, because I don't want you just sitting here reading things. So the procedure is if you don't agree with the score, then you put it in the box. Yes? Cool. Amy is collecting all of your graded essays. Okay. Take out all of your unscored essays. Do not staple them. Do not do anything of that sort. And you are passing them to Nash. Mr. Nash. Please just put them in the pile. Your ungraded ones. Cool. What?
I still gave my graded ones too.
What?
My LEQ was 2 papers.
They're going to Mr. Nash, please. Okay. Take out, probably, let's be optimistic, 3 sheets of paper. No, would you like to sit here?
I forgot my glasses.
Oh my gosh, of course. Why didn't you say something sooner?
Well, I read them.
Oh, okay. All right, here we go. Okay, on Thursday, tomorrow is Wednesday. You have the PSAT. I'm expecting none of you are staying after it. Can we agree? So, and I'm fine with that. But I have no ill will towards it. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that means I would be honest with you. I would work on it tonight and be done with your essays. Can we agree? So that way you can have a weird day and just go home and lie on the couch and do nothing. Doesn't that sound glorious? So I would treat tonight like they're due tomorrow, and your quality of life will be better instead of you being stressed out about getting all these done. That's just me. You do you. Thursday, you have 4 essays due from period 4 LEQs, from prompts, period 4, all of these LEQs. You're only doing 1 through 4. Make sure you know. So prompts, LEQ. Unit 4, number 1. Here we go. In the period of 1450 to 1750, new connections between Eastern and Western hemispheres resulted in the Columbian Exchange. Develop an argument that evaluates the extent to which the Columbian Exchange changed one or more regions. Regions. So who can give me a region? I'm not going to sit here and fill this out. If you talk to me, and I will happily write it down, and we can move on very happily together. What do we got, Thomas? Europe, okay, so how is it affecting Europe? Okay, new foodstuffs. Okay, what's the impact now? Increased pop, got it. Okay, so what's the food items? What are some examples from Europe, for Europe? Yeah, potatoes. Tomatoes. Okay, so what's our analysis? What do you got, Dylan?
Population growth would lead to the industrial revolution. Less people working.
Leads to industrial revolution. Perfect. All right. Now, you do need to tie to prompt. I'm telling you right now, you didn't do it today. I'm telling you, you didn't. You need to come up with something that allows this to move. All right, give me another region. This is what you need to do. Is everyone clear? I did your analysis for you. Well, Dylan did. Now you need to know what that is. All right, here we go. What's another region? The faster you go, the better we are. Viola.
West Africa.
West Africa is a good answer. What do you got?
Triangular trade, transatlantic trade, and
Hold on. Evaluates the extent to which Colombian exchange. All right, what do you want? Triangular trade?
yeah.
Fine. And what about triangular trade?
That because of Columbus and because in
Okay,
indigenous
simplify it. What do you got?
indigenous got wiped out, interest in African slaves increased.
Yeah, slave trade. Keep it simple, stupid, Viola. It always benefits. A slave trade, absolutely. So what's your evidence here? What's your outside evidence?
Gentile slavery.
Huh?
Gentile slavery.
Ooh, love it. Love it. Absolutely. All right, what else we got? If you can't come up with another amazing word like chattel slavery, where are they going? Don't say New World. Where's the specific colony that they're heading to, Gianni? Yeah, Brazil will score, or hello, that was not English. Brazil will score all day. Absolutely. All right, what's the analysis? What's the long-term impact, Thomas? Creates African dysphoria. Dysphoria. Okay. And which will lead to polygamy. Polygamy. And what is polygamy? Multiple wives, because they run out of men. All right, Africa. So you need to tie to prompt. Tie it directly. The Colombian exchange. Blah, blah, blah. Tie it back. That's all you have to do for that one. Give me another region.
East Asia.
Lily. East Asia. Ooh, what are you going to write? Interesting. What do you got?
The like interest in silver.
Oh, yeah. Give me specific. Give me a country that loves silver.
China.
China's obsession with silver. Love it. What is some outside evidence?
The
You can't just say Spaniards. What's the name of the Spanish colony in the New World? What? Aztec? No. New Spain. New Spain mines. You can kind of wiggle that one in. New Spain mines. Anything else? We need another piece. Charlie? Oh, hell yeah. That's a good answer. Hacienda. That's a good answer, Charlie. Hacienda system. All right, what's the analysis? Viola?
China's obsession with silver will lead to their downfall at the European standards because their currency is silver.
Yeah, Europeans. Well, yeah, no, that was really nice. China becomes dependent. There you go. China becomes dependent on Europeans. There you go. Dependent on Europeans. Okay, so you need to tie to prompt. Tie to prompt. Okay, contextualization. What can we say for contextualization? This is a 1450 to 1750. So what's like the default here, people? Columbus. Okay, Columbus. And what outside evidence can we use? 1492. Let's keep it simple, stupid. What did you say, Viola? No, he's not doing that. Columbus isn't doing that. What do we got, Charlie? West Indies. There you go. West Indies. There you go. All right, I finished one. All right, let's go to 2. Oh, I found paper Henry wrote on while I was here. Excellent. Get the terror. It's cute, but the terror. Here we go. All right, is prompt. Prompt, LEQ, unit 4, number 2. There we go. In the period of 1450 to 1750, existing regional pattern of trade intensified in the context of the new global circulation of goods. Develop an argument that evaluates how one or more trade networks changed as a result of a new global circulation of goods. Trade network. So, give me a trade network and let's talk about how they trade. Thomas. Triangular trade is not a trade network. Transatlantic is, though. Do you see how that's a better answer? Transatlantic. Okay? So, what about it? How is it changing? Thomas? Stop it. Triangular trade before transatlantic trade. What was happening before 1450? Nothing. So it means it what? It opens, yes. It opens, right? Does that make sense? And it starts with triangular trade, yes? Do you see all the things? We're just kind of organizing it in a more cohesive way. Triangular trade opens. We need 2 pieces of outside evidence. Marlo, what can you help me with? Slave trade is a little vague. If you want to write slave trade in exchange for what? What are they exchanging for? You're not Marla. You're Dylan. Rum and other manufactured goods, that would score. Do you see how that's a different answer? Manufactured goods, perfect. Okay? All right. So, slave trade in exchange for other manufactured goods. We need analysis. What's the long-term impact of the transatlantic trade? Emerson? You can use anything that we haven't written in this specific essay, because there's going to be a lot of borrowing, which is, I was trying to make it easier for you instead of thinking of too many sections, so I was trying to be helpful. But anything that's not written down, you can write for this specific essay. But that's a little tricky. What's the future of the transatlantic, Charlie? Oh, I like it. Let's go. How about the creation of America? Creation of a new world power. And who is the new world power? United States. Who benefit from the land and distance from Europe. Guys, why do we win the American Revolution? Because we're right before Industrial Revolution, and it's far away from Europe. All right, here we go. Give me another. Guys, the faster you go, the faster I go. What's another trade route that we've talked about 6,000 times in this room? Indian Ocean Basin. Here you go. What about the Indian Ocean? What is changing? It's all about change. Who's now in the basin? Yeah, Europeans are now trading in the basin. And how are people feeling about it? They are not happy. People don't like it. So where's some outside evidence? Well, you can't just say wars. That's very vague, and that's not a vocab term. What do you got, Lily? Whose rivalry? That is very true, and that is a lot of words. Can I just write joint stock company? You are completely correct, though, but I was just being lazy. Is that okay with you? Yeah. Joint stock companies, and what's another term? What do you got? Dylan? Yeah, you can totally use EOC and VOC, and then you're done. All right, so what is the analysis? What is the long-term impact of the British doing their joint stock company things? They go wandering around. Come on now. We already covered it in content, for God's sake. Charlie? Is that an easy argument or a hard argument to make? No. Guys, what eventually are the British going to do? I already talked to Thomas too many times. No offense, Thomas. Dylan? Yes. Beginning of colonization. And where's it going to start, Dylan? Of colonization / imperialism with the domination of India first. All right, you need to tie back. You notice that I'm leaving that off, yes? Tie back. That is what you are solely responsible for. All right, what's another trade route? I've already talked to you too many times, Thomas. Dylan's on the list now, too, by the way. Where? Silk Road. Sure. What are we going to say about the Silk Road? What an old friend. How is it changing? Emerson.
Could we use the gunpowder engine? Is that wrong?
Oh, it has to be a trade route. Are you talking about as like a thing?
To affect the silk.
Yeah. I mean, Mughal are in there until the 1750s, so yeah. Okay, gunpowder empires. What are we arguing? Are in decline, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are in decline. Now, here's the problem. You're completely correct. Who causes the decline of the Mughal? The British, but we already used that, so we can't talk about it. So the gunpowder empires. What about the Ottomans? The Ottomans don't decline until after this time period. I mean, you could do it, but if you're not going to come up with it, I'm not. What do you got, Lily?
Did China stop trading for Silk Roads?
Oh, that's a good answer. She saved you. We're back. We're back. Silk Roads. Okay, Chinese. Stop trade. Stop trading with foreigners. Foreigners. Okay, what's our outside evidence going to be? How can we prove we know? Viola. Saying he's not the stopping of trading.
Right, but like he's the one who discovered dollar trade because he made some practices.
Yeah, but it's like one guy doing stupid shit. And you're just like,
It'd be like, what if we say
haven't you had someone do stupid shit around you and you're like, ugh, idiot, but you keep doing the right thing? That's saying he.
What if we like say that they closed off their borders?
I mean, it's not a great example of it. Luke,
Ming Dynasty.
just by saying Ming, fine. Ming Dynasty, it's kind of a crappy answer. I think you know that, though. All right, what else? What do you got, Marla?
It's because the Chinese government wanted to just keep it in. They wanted
Keep it in. There you go. You heard it here first. Yes, they wanted to really focus on their self-improvement. Fine, but we need a vocab term. I've already talked to all these people. Some of you haven't said a damn thing. Izzy, Rinkus, Harding, Joshua, Ellery. So we will wait for them. What do you got, Izzy?
Can we talk about the origins of the name? Talk about Confucianism?
I did not write Confucianism. My sweet Marla over there was talking Confucianism. I rejected Confucianism. Guys, we're stopping trade. So what were some of the things the Chinese are going to destroy?
Ports.
Ports. And what would be a port city? Destroy ports. Like, what's the only cities you know? Oh, God. Destroy ports. And we need a city. Don't say Beijing. Beijing is landlocked. Timbuktu is in Africa. Don't we do a map in this room? Don't we do a map? Thomas, help me.
Isn't it like it's like ZHO? Like Zon. I don't know how to say it.
Okay, how about we write down the Japanese are also turning favor. Japanese are also rejecting foreigners. There we go. Oh my gosh, that was hard. Okay, analysis. I'm waiting for some of the people I just named names. Ellery, Joshua, Amy, I don't think I've heard from. Nash is on the list. I see you, Rinkus. You're not hiding behind Lily. And Harding, you're there too. What?
It will lead to China falling behind in the Industrial Revolution, and then America's like helping industrialize.
No, you're talking about the wrong country. China does
Or is
not do that.
Japan?
That is Japan. Nope, sorry, Thomas. Nash.
At least in the center trade in India instead of China.
There you go. I'll take it all day. Center of worldwide trade. See ya. You need contextualization still, and you need a tie back. Center of trade becomes India.
What if that they're both monocultures also?
They're not a monoculture. We just are American and we assume they're monoculture. They're not. Bye! I got almost 2 done for you.
Is that not two?
Well, you have contextualization and tie back. Bye!